This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Megan Shepard. It's great to have you with us. Topping news, trouble could be brewing within the public service as the Bahamas Public Services Union prepares to take action against the government. Sabrina Brown has those details.
President of the Bahamas Public Services Union, John Pinder, says the union has filed a trade dispute against the government regarding temporary workers who were recently given permanent status.
The dispute was filed based on the fact that a number of them were enjoying a salary as much as $18,000 in some instances, where they would have benefited from the BPSU negotiations regarding increasing salaries and increments. When they were established, they were treated as if they were new hirees into the public service. They were offered salaries at the beginning of the salary scale at the entry-level point.
According to Pinder, at least 18 people throughout the public service on Grand Bahama are affected, most of whom were hired by the local government board, some with as many as 21 years of service. He's appealing to the government to honor the industrial agreement that speaks to this issue.
We do have a clause in our industrial agreement that speaks to persons who have been on probation for more than 12 months and have not received any letter of establishment, that the government ought to, upon the 13th month, that's 1 month after the expiration of the probationary period, give consideration to these persons becoming established and permanent workers in the public service, or at least be given a letter indicating that they are now established. A number of persons also who would have gotten letters in being hired on a permanent basis, because they have not received a letter of establishments, they have not been able to enjoy any increments.
The union leader says the affected workers are disappointed with the way they're being treated.
They feel slighted, they feel as though they were abused, and they feel as though they were victimized in some cases. Certainly know they were exploited. Persons would have built their lifestyle based on the income they were receiving, and now to lose as much as $7,000 in some instances is really a heavy blow.
Pinder says the union is awaiting a hearing date for the conciliation process to begin. However, he is hoping that a resolution will be reached soon.
If the government does not wish to take into consideration the retroactive years those persons have worked, if the government does not wish to take that into consideration, then we think the government has to come up with some payout package for the number of years these persons have served. So they either have to give them some letter of gratuity for the years they've served, or they have to bridge the years and take this person's salary where it ought to be.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thousands of dollars being pumped into Grand Bahama's economy this week as it hosts a global leadership summit for the first time at the Grand Lucayan Resort. The marketplace coming to the convention center, where entrepreneurs are said to be capitalizing on a grand week-long business opportunity. Joe Davis-Roll reports.
I know it costs a whole lot. I guarantee you it's over 100. I heard Dr. Munroe say over $100,000.
The cost of hosting such a conference is said to be significant. When world leaders and people of faith unite, this combination is said to be phenomenal. Religious tourism pegged as one of the fastest growing markets in the world, and for the hundreds of delegates attending the Myles Munroe International Global Leadership Conference at the Grand Lucayan Resort, it is an avenue to learn more from some of the top global leaders, while for local entrepreneurs, it's a golden opportunity to make money. From the music industry, jewelry, the spa business, and other tourist-related products and specially baked Bahamian treats, delegates are said to be spending, and merchants like Minister Tracy Knowles and Grand Nautilus are overjoyed.
My assignment is to spread the message of the kingdom through music. So I've written a number of songs like Seek Ye First the Kingdom, and it's impacting the global market. That's what it's all about. Yeah, God wants us to go into all of the world, right? And so that's what we're doing, taking the world by storm.
I know it would be a great venture, and today we are selling chocolate cake, carrot cake, pumpkin rolls, banana rolls, strawberry rolls, pound cake, peanut cake, benny cake, you name it, we got it.
Talking about thinking out of the box, Vivian Simons has been in the day spa business for the past 10 years. She's offering delegates a service that she hopes will help keep them coming back.
We're offering the chair massage for the delegates that are attending this conference because when people come to a conference, they're sitting up all day and their necks are stiff, their back, they're here early, they leave late. So we're offering the chair massage so that they can regroup and rejuvenate themselves. So we're offering a free service today. The success to my business is the hands and the gifts and talents that God has given me that I'm putting to use. The wisdom and the knowledge that He has placed in me, I'm just putting it to good use. Of course, I have to go off and do a lot of training, to be ahead in the industry. But the success is trusting God and doing what He asks me to do.
A big seller for delegates, you guessed it, jewelry. Colombian Emerald sales executive Christine Hanner says business has been booming.
It's been going very well. I mean, the group has really made a tremendous difference with us. They've been purchasing, buying out our pearls and jewelry. We have customers, every time one go, they bring a next one with them. So it's been going very well and it's really made a difference. We hope this will be a springboard for everybody to get in the spending mood and start spending. We have everything from the affordable to the fabulous. So, don't think that we don't have anything that, you cannot afford. It's here. So if you want something for $100 or less, it's here. You want something for $1,000 or more, it's here. So we hope, going forward that we'll, make lots of sales.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Women from around the world are on Grand Bahama attending the annual Myles Munroe International Global Leadership Summit at the Grand Lucayan Resort. A special luncheon was hosted by the Ministry of Tourism at the Pelican Bay Hotel to welcome the leading ladies to this destination. Tourism General Manager Betty Bethel.
They make decisions and influence changes in their country's development. These ladies are attached to very powerful men, and they are a part of the decision-making process. And we know that one of the things that's being imparted in this conference is the quality of leadership. And character is everything when it comes to leading a country or a community, whether it's in the church, in the home, whether it's in your company. You could be leading even in youth. So these women play a tremendous role in leadership across the board, no matter what aspect of leadership you're in.
Some 50 countries are represented, including South Africa, the United States, Canada, Lagos, Nigeria, the United Kingdom, and Peru. Trista Carr of the U.S. and Pastor Sheena Pinder of Bahamas Faith Ministries are excited to be among other influential women.
It's very inspiring because as you see other women operating in their gifting, then it gives you even more empowerment. And as other people hear the ladies and see what they're doing and the inventions and the ideas that they have, and you can be a city councilwoman and you can be an entrepreneur and you can be an amazing mom.
It is a special blessing to meet women from around the world because I look at them, they are my sisters. They are people who God has called me, I know, to minister to be a part of. So I'm always excited when I meet new people from new places. I get to know about them, what they're doing in their country. I get to share with them what I'm doing with the women in my country.
That luncheon was held in honor of the First Lady of Lagos, Emanuela Ambimbola Fashola. The Global Leadership Conference at the Grand Lucayan Resort was the backdrop for Dr. Myles Munroe to release his latest book, which points to the character in leadership. Best-selling author Dr. Myles Munroe has been on island for the past 2 days hosting an international leadership conference. His leadership books have consistently been #1 on best-selling lists for the past decade, and he credits it to the diligent work of his publishers, Whitaker House Publishing Company. He says he recently sat down with the company's president, and they determined that the #1 issue in the world right now is a deficit in character and leadership, whether it be in politics, religion, or corporate. Munroe says that book was set to be top priority for this year.
However, they decided they would hold it back for next year because next year is going to be one of the largest efforts that they put into the book distribution. So we agreed to release the book in January. I called the owner and I said, look, we're having a conference in the Bahamas, in Freeport. Is there any way that we can get this book published before January? And they agreed. And this is very rare for a publishing company to speed up a process. But I am their #1 author.
Munroe says he expects nothing but success from this book because not only is he a #1 author, but Whitaker House Publishing Company is the largest distributor of Christian books and items in the United States.
Our books are the best-selling books on the market right now. Our leadership books are #1 for almost 10 years. And they are the ones who have published all of my leadership books. And they distribute in over 50 languages.
Munroe noted that officials from the publishing company are on island to meet with the Ministry of Tourism as well as the Grand Bahama Port Authority in order to bring about economic growth to the island through his new leadership book.
The company has agreed to meet with the government to sign an agreement with the Ministry of Tourism of the Bahamas to use this book as a tourism tool throughout the entire world, where they will place in the book the phone numbers and the website of the government of the Bahamas, so that everyone who buys the book will have direct access to the tourist office. And all the people that come through that particular contact will go to our credit as bringing those thousands of tourists to the Bahamas.
Megan Shepard, ZNS. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Falcons Boys Club continuing their annual initiative to give back to the Grand Bahama community during the Christmas season. Last month, the group made a donation to the Home for the Elderly, and this month they decided a donation to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Director Darren Roll says they are pleased to donate the check, which will go toward Christmas festivities. District Manager at Wendy's, Rayford Ramming, says they are pleased to assist the Boys Club in such an outstanding gesture.
The Falcons Boys Club saw it fitting this year with Wendy's as our partner to make our annual Christmas donation to the Grand Bahama Children's Home, and that's what we're here doing this afternoon. When it comes to working with young men, that's our passion. So the opportunity to be able to assist young boys here at the Grand Bahama Children's Home, that's what the Falcons Boys Club is doing here this afternoon. And we just want to say how appreciative we are for Wendy's being able to come and step forward and partner with us with this donation. The Falcons Boys Club is just trying to teach young men the importance of being able to give back to those who are less fortunate, and then give back to the community where they have had an opportunity to be able to grow and prosper. So this afternoon, it's a joy for us to be able to do this, being that it's a Christmas time, and I mean, I'm elated.
Wendy's always tries to be a great corporate sponsor. We always try to help the community. We have a great partnership with the Falcons Boys Club in Freeport. So whatever Mr. Roll sets his mind to do, we always try to come in and make it happen for him as the financial part of his creative endeavors.
Committee member at the Children's Home, Lynn Freno, says that she is very grateful to the two agencies for the donations, as it will go a long way during this upcoming holiday season.
Everyone spruces up their homes for the holidays, so this donation is actually going towards painting to fix up the homes for the kids for the holidays. The Falcons Boys Club does community service for us every so often, and they called and found out that we were in need of paint for the home, and so Wendy's joined them for the funding, and they're going to volunteer and paint and fix us up for Christmas.
Officials of the Cancer Society on Grand Bahama leading the cause in cancer detection and prevention. This weekend, 2 special clinics will be held, one at the Hawksbill Clinic and the other at the 8 Mile Rock Clinic on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Screenings for all major forms of cancers affecting males and females will be held. Dr. Freeman Lockhart says the alarming number of cancer cases in the country, particularly on Grand Bahama, is a serious concern, hence screenings are vital.
We're trying to get away from treating cancer and rather picking up early stage cancer, which lends itself to be cured as opposed to treatment.
President of the Cancer Society, Nurse Patricia Edgecombe, along with Dr. Lockhart, say the screenings are free and they're urging residents to get tested.
The Cancer Society will be holding these free clinics on Saturday, November 16, at the Hawksbill and the 8 Mile Rock clinics from 9 to 4 p.m. We have a team from Nassau coming in, as well as our team in Grand Bahama, to assist persons, and we urge the public to come out and take advantage of these free clinics. Like Dr. Lockhart say, early detection is your best protection, and we prefer prevention and rather than cure, because like he said, cancer is not a death sentence anymore, and the earlier detected, the more a better outcome, your chances for survival.
We usually get adequate response from our nursing and physician staff in terms of manning the clinics. So the public doesn't have to be alarmed about coming there and spending all day. We will have the staff there, the physician staff and the nursing staff, to make this to do everything as quickly as possible, because we don't want that to be a deterrent.
Don't go away. Your evening sports report is up next with Ricardo Lightborn.
Everybody, it's time for Sports. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, and I don't want to do this, but I have to do this, folks. Sports is dedicated to Dominic Jiggerman Nixon, celebrating today. Life would never be the same. Golfers actually teed it up at the celebration of Calvin Cooper's birthday. And guess what? He celebrated 85 years young and still playing a game of golf. Shane Gibson teed it up on Calvin Cooper's birthday tournament and held his own on the Reef Golf Course. Chris Harris played in honor of the former national team coach and administrator. Playing on Calvin Cooper's birthday brought out the troops.
I've known Calvin Cooper practically all my life. He was a national team manager. When I played, as a matter of fact, in my first Hermit Cup here in Grand Bahama at the Ruby Golf Course, I was a part of the team. And he's been a dedicated person to the sport of golf. He's been a good friend, not only to me, my entire family. And so when I heard that they were having a tournament to celebrate his 85th birthday, I thought it was an ideal time for me to come down and celebrate and play a little bit of golf, get away. And so there's no other place I'd rather be right now than here, celebrating with Calvin Cooper.
Calvin has been a really an icon for golf in the Bahamas for the last 30 years. As a 15, 16-year-old kid, I played on his teams when he managed the teams, and all the way up for maybe 20 years. So I mean, it's an honor to be out here to celebrate his birthday with him. 85 years, and he looks like he's about 35.
There were many salutes to Calvin Cooper on the golf course. Dylan Knowles played in honor of Calvin Cooper. That's Ethne Sherman on the links and a pretty good swing. Eddie Wan had the putter working. Good putt, Eddie. Fortune Hills members also teed it up and a tribute to Calvin Cooper. That's Lou Kilman. He's having a good time on the golf course. Yeah, the putter's working, Lou. Max Quant also got into the game on the greens at the Reef. Ozzie Moore came in all the way from New Providence, folks, and played well at that.
It's a pleasure to come down to Freeport to play in this tournament for Calvin Cooper at his 85th and still going strong. So hopefully he'll go many more years strong.
A super tournament for a super guy. Playing golf for Calvin Cooper on his birthday. Some guys are still out there, folks, trying to find their golf balls. Well, the sport of golf in the Bahamas is at a crossroad, folks, and with the elections of the Bahamas Golf Federation right around the corner, the concern actually is rising about the leadership and the way forward, says former national team player, the Honorable Shane Gibson.
When I look at the accomplishments of the Bahamas Golf Federation over the years, and when we look at where it is right now, it is really, really disappointing to me. I wish I was in politics at this time so I can really become a part of the leadership of the Federation to see if we can get it back on track. But we have a lot of good guys. I understand they have elections coming up soon. And so hopefully we'll have persons elected who is willing to take the Federation back to where it used to be. And another challenge we have is in Nassau, where we have limited golf courses we can play on right now. Paradise Island is private, Albany is private, Life of Key is private, Cable Beach will probably be private. And so the challenge right now is where do you play golf?
And let me tell you, folks, the Jigger Man is celebrating a birthday today. Grand Bahama, beware. The Jigger is on the loose. That's a look at sports.